The YSL RICO trial is finally making moves to be over before we know it. Recently reported by XXL, Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele files for motion to have Judge Glanville removed from the YSL RICO trial and the case declared a mistrial. Expect a mistrial hearing very soon, as Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele is getting the case mistrialed due to him being arrested inside of the courtroom. It all begins with a report of Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele is done with the circus. He's never been this mad, rightfully so. Insanely passionate plea to the judge on behalf of himself and his client after Miss Love accuses him of hiding files from the state.
Judge Glanville.
Sir.
You allow another moment when Miss Love calls me that I did not do something. They have the exact image of what we got from the jail in Fayette County. That is it. And if I get another false allegation and you do nothing, I'm shocked. I'm appalled at you. I sit here day after day with this false allegation just machine. I gave the state everything. There's been no disconstruction. There's been no purposeful, I don't care. I don't care. I give over everything. I've done this for 33 years. Never in my life have I seen a trial. I've done 300 appeals in the state of Georgia alone. I've never read a case like this. Judge, I gave them everything I had. I waited. I was at my office till 8, after 8 last night. I waited for their investigator to come by. I handed him an exact copy of thumb drive. They have everything that we got.
As the evidence they're discussing here is Brian Steele saying that he got intel from a source relating to YSL Woody being guilty of taking somebody out. However, only the judge's corner is supposed to know about this information for right now. The judge wants to know how Brian Steele knows anything about this and who his sources are.
Note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How did
to
you
answer that question.
You're not?
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to...
No. I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have this. I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems, okay, at this point in time. All I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversation with a party. I mean,
a witness?
As Brian Steele would stand on business, not giving up who his sources are, and this would cause a massive argument inside of the YSL trial. As it would then get so bad, it would be reported, here is the moment Brian Steele was taken into custody for contempt. The deputy whispered in his ear that he would not be handcuffed. He was then held in contempt for not revealing his source that told him what happened in an ex parte hearing this morning with Lil Woody.
Take Mr. Steele into custody, please. Yes, sir, you certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial.
As right here, Brian Steele is standing on business for his client Young Thug, sticking to the literal street code of never snitch, never tell. As sources inside of the courtroom would also share that Young Thug was shaking his head up and down, showing that he respects what his lawyer just did. As Brian Steele's jail sentence would then be announced by Judge Glanville, it goes and reads, Thug's lawyer has been sentenced to 10 weekends in jail. He asks that if the appeal doesn't get him a bond, is he allowed to spend those weekends in jail with Young Thug? The judge agreed. This meant that Brian Steele would be bunkmates with Young Thug. However, Brian's team of 40 lawyers would storm the courtroom, having Brian Steele released from his jail duties on a bond. However, the madness does not end here, as the real report would then come out sharing Young Thug's co-counsel, Keith Adams, just said that he has the same information as Brian Steele and has now filed a motion for mistrial. This would leave hip-hop reporters sharing the Young Thug YSL trials in shambles. surely this is a mistrial within a day. Even rappers reacting, sharing, "Give Thug a mistrial, free slime." Now the mistrial hope will happen for one specific reason, and allow me to explain. It's all based on the prosecutors not doing their own job correctly. This works in the hand of Young Thug and his legal team, as it goes and reads, "The judge in Thug's trial was just arguing with the state because they were unprepared with evidence."
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those two sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not going to have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not. I don't. Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
The court punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
As this would then lead into the prosecutors having a meltdown inside of the courtroom, as it would be announced, an ex-investigator with the Atlanta Police Department took a stand under cross-examination on Monday in the YSL RICO trial. During one moment, former investigator Lakia got into a brief exchange with defense attorney Max.
And D'Angelo White's response was, "We had," correct?
Yes, he did say that, and it was more to that as well.
"We had guns and
Yes, he stated that.
Okay. We, being plural, correct? Correct?
Are you insulting my intelligence by asking if we means plural? I think you are, though.
Okay.
I think you are.
All right, well,
Sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, sir. Let's be respectful to our witness,
I'm being very respectful, Judge, and I always will.
I doubt it.
As Young Thug's legal team is consistently arguing that the Atlanta Police Department are lying about evidence on Young Thug. Thug's main lawyer, Brian Steele, even called out the entire Atlanta Police Department for lying about evidence against his client. It reads, "Your Honor, as my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all."
I have
No recording of whom.
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
Now this is where it would get heated inside of the courtroom, as the judge would then call out Young Thug's attorney for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about evidence, because this is an extremely bold claim to make, as Brian Steele is putting his entire career on the line.
Well,
Not conceding that?
well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
That you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
He spoke
But
with
you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How could you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
As the evidence that they are discussing is based around a man named Adrian Bean. The Atlanta Police Department are trying to use evidence against Young Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in 2024, Adrian said in the courtroom that he doesn't remember giving the police any evidence. The original report reads, "Keep in mind, unlike Trontavious Stevens, Adrian is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Adrian to snitch on Young Thug on the stand like he did with the police in 2013. However, now he refuses. As in 2013, Adrian snitched on Young Thug, as Young Thug was the one person that escaped in the crime and was never caught. So now the police need Adrian to say it again inside of the courtroom to confirm it. However, he's now forgotten about it.
After you answer the question, which you have to do.
Because I don't remember nothing that happened in 2013. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand. What I have to do is ask you some questions and determine what you do and don't remember. So, what is your response as to whether or not you recognize the images shown in Defendant's Exhibit number 8?
I don't remember.
All right. And I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit number 81. Do you recognize what's shown there?
No, ma'am.
All right. What about number 101 for Defendant Exhibits?
You see a car, but I don't remember it.
Okay, that's fine. Is your answer the same for Defendant's Exhibit number 82, number 89, and Defendant's Exhibit 90?
Yes, ma'am.
A lot can happen within 11 years, as the crime occurred in 2013. Some sources claim that YSL members paid Adrian off to not snitch, while others believe that he actually did forget about the crime, as Adrian would go on to reveal why and how he forgot.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I had went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
As the prosecutors need Adrian to snitch on Young Thug because the YSL RICO trial has been going on for 2 years now, and the only evidence they actually have against Young Thug all comes from an investigator who would reveal that Lil Wayne has the same street affiliation as Young Thug.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is that?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your non-training experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury, if you need to stand with the stick, and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.
As the investigator is trying to prove to the jury that rappers have street affiliations, as he would also go on to reveal that YNW Melly and Young Thug's teams YSL and YNW could be street connected.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with Young Thug, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the 5-point star as well. Mr. Demons has big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and tap.